My name is Jacqueline White, and today is June 30th, 2008. Today I'm going to interview Juanita Blalock for the Fannin County Historical Commission. Miss Blalock, can you tell us where you were born?
Yes, I was born a mile east of Gober, Texas.
And
It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
you'll pick it up. Tell me a little bit about your family. Your mother and father, you
Her
want to give
mother?
me their names?
Well, Daddy's name's Ira Cornelius Turner, and mother's was Effie Durham Turner.
Okay.
And the mama was 16 in 92, and daddy was 19 in 92, birthdays earlier. And they married in September 92. 102.
Wow.
No, wait a minute. That's wrong.
That's all right. It
Mama was
doesn't matter.
born in February, she's 16 in 02, February, and Daddy was 19 in March 02, and then they married in September 02.
That year. Okay. How many children were in your family?
10 births.
10. 5 girls, 5 boys? or-
No, there's 4 girls and 6 boys.
Oh, okay. Do you want to give us their names? You can't.
Well,
if you want.
yes. Virgil is the oldest, born in 1903. Donald was 1906. Kenneth 1909. Me and Juanita in 1911. Glenn was born in 1916. Joe and Lois was born in 1919. And the twins born in 1923. And then Joe was born in 26.
Wow.
So that's 10.
I bet you have a lot of good memories.
Oh,
growing up
yes,
and
I do,
all.
on the farm.
So-
See, we were country people till I was 16 years old. And I worked in cotton patching and the cornfield and the hay baler and the thresher and all that stuff that I did hard work.
My gosh.
And went to Gober School and at 7 years old. In 1918, when the war was ended, November 11th, well, that Christmas, Mother and Daddy gave me a doll, and I've still got it. She'll be 90 years old this Christmas Day.
The doll will.
Oh, yeah. I'll be 90 years old this Christmas Day in 2008. And she's still in good shape, isn't she, Lois? Rochelle. Real good shape. And all of us had a good school, and most of them part of them had college, some of them didn't, but most of them graduated from high school. And Mother and Daddy was so good to us. We had parties. Mother and Daddy were just as young as we were, and they had parties with us. They supervised us, And we had lots of them out in the pasture from where we live in the country, We didn't have places like they do in town. But anyway, it's just been a wonderful life.
Sounds like you had a great time.
Uh-huh.
What kind of things did you do for fun when you were
Now or
no,
then?
then? When you were
Well,
young
honey,
girl with your brothers and
well,
sisters? and
whatever
your
the boys
family?
did, I did. I was a little tomboy.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yes, whatever they did. And I wore overalls just like they wore overalls. Jumpers, we wore jumpers and those things. And Daddy did. But now, I stayed in the house and helped Mama some. I started sewing when I was 7 years old. In the time I was 11 years old, I was reading the patterns and making my own clothes.
Wow.
And then on, I helped with the babies and everything. And
There was always something to do.
they were
There was always something to do in your house.
with that many children, yes. And then when Mama would have to wash once a week, well, we had outdoor big old pots to boil clothes in, and had aluminum tubs or whatnot, rub boards were used. And Daddy'd always make one boy stay in the house and help wash those overalls and jumpers and things, And then not just one all the time, they all did. And then on Saturdays, we'd have to have Mama cook because Daddy and Mother entertained a lot. And preacher always stayed at Mama and Daddy's, and so we'd do a lot of cooking. Well, they'd make one boy do it today, next Saturday another boy. So they all learned how to cook and make beds and scrub floors and do things like that. It wasn't just the girls that did it. So, I was mostly the only girl because Lois was, I was over 8 years old when Lois I was born, see. And so I'm older.
So you were.
She's a city girl. She's not a country girl.
Tell when you moved to Bonham.
Moved to Bonham in April 27, 1927. And then I went to school here, and I was very active in the school, and I was captain of the basketball team, and we lost by district. We won up to by district in the school in 27 and 28. And since then, I worked Starnes, went to school and learned to be a cosmetologist, and worked Starnes Beauty Shop from latter part of 1929 till 1940, and we moved to Longview then, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And
Had you married in this period of time?
in between time, I married in December 5th, 1928.
What was your husband's name?
Fannin Blalock. He worked in this station as a ticket agent for 14 years.
Here?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
His office right down there.
Oh, he was over on the side where Tom Scott is? Okay.
He started in September 25, and we met in 28, and married. Well, we met in March 28, and we married in December 28. And then, of course, I was working in a beauty shop, from 29 to 40. And then I went to Longview, and they have big swimming pools for the cities there. And I learned to swim and dive, took swimming and diving. In 2 years, I taught swimming and diving in the public schools there. So that made me very active, after having on the farm being active. And then when Freeman died, then we were there from 40 till he died in 79. And we had a beautiful home there. It was a big house. It's 2,120 square feet, so it's a beautiful
In
Longview. We started in 48 and moved into it in January 19th, 1949, and lived there till 75, and then we sold it. And because his health had gone wrong. Yeah. So anyway, then he died in 79. I moved back to Bonham. I moved by a girl that knew how to do country and western dances. And you remember how they used to do them on the courthouse lawn?
When they what?
Danced on the courthouse lawn.
No, but I've heard about it.
Well, okay. Went there on Friday night and there was dancing. And I said, Willie, I got to learn how to do that. So I learned to dance June the 14th, 1983. In 25 years, I was king of the roost over here at this dancing Sherman.
My goodness.
I belonged to it 25 years this June. Mm-hmm. So I've been real active all my life. Just real active.
That's evidently been very good for you.
Well, all the doctors have told me that. I've gone to several doctors and whatnot, but I don't have heart troubles. I don't have any brain troubles. I've had all that work done in the last 2.5 years, and there's nothing wrong with me except to have high blood pressure I have to watch.
Yeah. Well, they can control that with a little medication.
Well, Dana does. Dana's taking care of me. He's been wonderful to me. I couldn't live without Dana. And Rochelle and Lois, they both take care of me.
Tell her about what Papa did for a living.
Papa was a farmer who worked for somebody else and shared his crops in the fall. I don't know whether you know that, but he was a sharecrop farmer. And he did that from the time they married until in 23, he went to work for Rogers, Woodard, and Roberts grocery store and department store there north of the post office where the building is, where Buster Cole and him used to be. Okay. And he worked there until they sold it and was Texas store. And then in 26, I believe it was 27, he run for Texas Assessor's office and won. And he was in the courthouse until 32. And that's when we moved to town.
That's when you moved to Bonham?
Mm-hmm. And I was with her when she was born, with Joe Kenny when he was born, and I've never had any children.
You have more children than you know.
They're my children.
They're your children.
They're my children.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're blessed to have family.
And my oldest brother was a barber. My second brother was a school teacher. Third brother was a railroader. My fourth brother was mechanic. Worked with ironworks at Johnson & Johnson.
Okay.
And my other brother worked for Delta Airlines. And my sisters had a child shop on the east side of the square.
Okay.
AC and Lois Woodruff. And see, they've all been right here. Just
The whole family's been right around you. That's wonderful. Well, when you let's see, were you about almost 16 when you moved to Bonham, or were you there?
yeah, no, I was like moved in April and June. I was 16.
Almost, yeah. You're a young teenager. I was going to ask when you did go to school in Gober.
Well, I went to Gober school until high school, and then I went to high school here.
And you went to high school here. Well, what did you like to do in school besides play basketball? Would you have a favorite subject or a favorite teacher?
No. Jeffy Harco was my first teacher, and I loved her, and Sarah Davis the second one, and then Clarence Bowie was the third one. And we see in the country, big bunches. You'd be in the 9th grade in this room with this teacher this hour, and you might be in the 5th grade with that same teacher at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, we didn't have many teachers, we had to swap teachers. It wasn't like it is now. And you finished high school when you was in 10th grade. You graduated.
I know, I've heard that. Not like they do now.
No.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a lot of things that the seniors do, in high school. Junior, senior didn't have proms and things like that.
No dances? They didn't
No,
have
I didn't know how to
nothing like that.
dance on.
Did you go to any church? Was
Oh
that a
yes,
lot?
my daddy was song director of the Gober Baptist Church for I guess 25 years. Wow. We were in church every Sunday.
Yeah, 'cause that's probably where a lot of your
all the way. And then we moved to Bonham, and he and Lois and me were all in the choir at the First Baptist Church. Lois and I belong to the Methodist Church now. I joined the Methodist Church when I came back up here in '79.
So you've gone to.
But I'm a big worker in the Methodist Church. I've been on all the committees, the administration committee 3 years, finance committee 3 years, PPR committee 3 years, and then in our Sunday class, builder's Sunday class, they have 3 people that entertain for the whole year, plan each month what we're going to do, and we have a dinner and whatnot. I did that 2 different years, and in the 2 years, I was a sweetheart of the class that we took care of the sick and if they were not in Sunday school, were we there? Lois is that now. She's been there 5 years right now.
My goodness.
I was there 3 years.
And this is at the Methodist Church here? Well, I bet they're glad to have you. They need people to work on.
Well, I haven't. See, I'm blind, and I've been blind. I'm 3 months in my 14th year being blind. So when I got blind, I had to quit in '95. 95 is when I went blind. So I work still, but I don't do because I can't read, I can't see, I can't get a telephone unless the numbers wrote down just about this big,
Yeah.
And Rochelle's through 9, I can push a button, push this button. Rochelle's 4.
Yeah.
Lois
so
is
you can
1.
find 4 and call her.
My brother and Irvin's 3. And I can see those big buttons you see.
Well, she don't miss Ranger ball games. She may not can see them, but she listens, and she can tell the colors on the TV, but she can't.
I don't watch it on TV. Most of the time I watch it on KRLD, and I can go lay on the bed and put on pajamas and lay on the bed and just lay there and go to sleep. Most of the time I don't, though. I heard them last night. It was good last night. And they didn't rain. It rained on them, but they didn't rain out. They went ahead and played clear through 9 innings. Ended. They lost. It was 8-9. And they lost.
Well, they play a lot of games every year, so that keeps you busy.
Almost every
listening to
night.
all that,
Almost every night. One night a week. I think they don't.
Yeah.
One afternoon. Sundays they play in the afternoon. Yesterday afternoon it was 5 to around 9 o'clock when they quit playing.
And the Cowboys.
I was just going to ask if she liked the Cowboys.
Well,
too.
see, I can't see TV, but I can go to bed and listen to them on the radio.
Hear those Cowboys
do.
too, huh?
That is my pastime. Since I don't have a car, can't drive, I don't get to go dancing like I did. And she takes me once in a while. We took me the up there, the June the 14th, just passed.
Uh-huh.
And there was 109 people there, and 191, wasn't it? No, it was 91 people signed this card just about like that. You never saw as many names on a card in your life.
It was her birthday. It was her birthday dance.
Yeah.
And I had 4 balloons that said happy birthday blowing all around me, and the girl gave me a corsage, and a lot of different ones gave me just a card, you know, or a gift. And
She's been
then
doing that for
the
25
next,
years.
yeah, 25 years. And the next day, the day of my birthday, 9th and Center Quick Check gave me a birthday dinner, and this cake this big, happy birthday, said 97 on it, and had balloons, not 97, but balloons, and I blew them out, and they took them pictures as I was blowing out.
I saw that in the
Did
paper.
you? Uh-huh.
That was
And,
great.
Oh, it was great, and
Sounds like
she
fun.
wrote a real good piece about that, where she got a lot of information, I don't know, but anyway, it was good. And she
I
named
never
her,
didn't know when she took the picture.
Oh, she must have.
and Lois Rochelle was in it, she,
No.
yeah.
I was standing right there beside her, and I bent over, and they put her cake down with the candles lit, and I bent over
Yeah.
to say, "Can you blow out your candles?" And she went, and they took the picture. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because you're in it.
'Cause
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
didn't,
you're
I
in the
never,
background.
Yeah, I never knew when they took that picture.
And the coffee club gave me a bouquet. It's about this tall, and it's about this big, and you never saw such a
Wow.
bouquet in your life, with every
Oh,
kind of flower in it.
wonderful.
James and Mary Campbell gave me 12 red rosebuds with stems this long. Our niece, 2 nephews, and niece and Evelyn sent me one of Daisy's, I think it's Daisy, and it was solid from down this. It's stuff in one of those things they could stick it in there, hold water, you know.
Yeah.
And it was this big around, I guess, and it's that tall in there. And then another couple gave me 1 rose with filigree stuff in it, and a rosebud, you know. I mean, a bud vase.
Yeah,
You know.
I bet that was pretty.
Oh, I just had a wonderful 2 days.
It sounds like it, like you had a wonderful time. Well, I wanted to ask you some more questions about when you were, this one in particular. Did your family, you know, with the storms that we have in Texas and Oklahoma and everywhere, did you have a storm
Yes, we had
shelter?
storm to Gober. We nearly every place we lived, we had storm houses, and we went to storm house.
That's what I was gonna ask. I
Yeah.
want you to tell me what
Yeah,
happened
well-
when with your
Or
mom.
when you go to storm house, there's stinging lizards and snakes and everything else can get in there. So they keep that. But I'd always get stung with a mistake. When you go down the steps, you know, and close the door.
Uh-huh.
And Daddy and them had cots like that, 3 in there. Well, all of us kids, we all managed to get on those 3 cots.
Okay.
And sit on the edge or on the steps or whatnot. But anyway, Daddy and Mother took care of us. But oh yeah, when Mulberry was blown away, well, Daddy stood out and watched that. Well, all the rest of us was in the storm house, but he'd stand out and hadn't closed the door yet. But before it's over with, he closed the door, and so we went later and saw Mulberry when it was flattened. There was nothing left of Mulberry.
Really did a lot of
That
damage.
we lived where her daddy was born, where when we had that mulberry farm, remember mulberry tornado.
Mulberry's way out yonder.
And the mulberries were
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, way out north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we went in the wagon
Over
down
by
there and stayed,
Ravenna.
went down in the wagon and took quilts and put in the back of the wagon, and all we went down and stayed all night. It took us all day to get there
From Gober?
from Gober, and stayed all night in that wagon that night, and then went back home the next day.
Wow. So it was something to see.
Yeah.
You heard about it. Did you go at the Leonard picnics since you were traveling
Oh,
around
honey,
in your wagon?
yeah. We had a brother Reese that Gober, he taught us, preached 2 Sundays a month at the Baptist church, and he taught once in Leonard, and once in South Bonham of the 4 months. And boy, it wasn't any preaching at Gober. We went there or here to one to the preaching. Oh yeah.
No.
Daddy had a big old tub that we had to wash in. He'd take it and he'd fill it with a big hunk of ice, just 1 hunk of ice, and fill it full of grape juice and sell it by the bottles, by the glasses. And he'd have to sometimes fill that tub up, maybe a 2nd or 3rd time, selling grape juice to at Leonard
Is
Picnic
that right?
and all
At the
those
Leonard
trees.
Picnic, they wanted a cold drink, didn't they?
Yeah, we went there and Daddy's very active in that.
Did they used to have a carnival like they do today?
No,
and
they
all
started
stuff?
that in later years, but they still have it. I hear what are they having this week or next week? Something there.
It's the end of June.
Is that
or
what
end
it
of
is?
July, I think
Well,
it is.
something,
Somewhere about
but see, it's things that different ages playing different things. You know, a lot of it's changed in my 97 years. I'll tell you for sure.
Well, they used to have a lake there too, didn't they?
Had a what?
They had a lake, a man-made
Oh yes,
lake
yes.
or
I
pond
never
or
did go to that
something.
lake very much. I don't know about the
Yeah.
lake. Wasn't it close to where we had the picnics, Leonard picnics?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was close to it. I remember seeing it.
What'd
But
y'all have? What was at the Leonard picnic if they didn't have the carnival?
oh, they had carnivals. Did I say they didn't? I said I didn't know about. Oh, honey, they had carnivals. They had
The rides?
Yeah, all those things. But Daddy always had a thing with sold grape juice.
Okay, so y'all had to stay there?
Did you stay? Yeah, did you stay overnight there when you?
No,
went?
no.
No,
We
you
went
went
back
home. I
home.
guess that would be close.
But we get home at 12 o'clock, and then it didn't open until 11 o'clock the next day.
Oh,
See,
okay.
it didn't open it like early. It's 11 o'clock and 12 before it started. It's like 12 at noon till 12 midnight. Well, we'd leave around 10, but in a wagon team, well, it took you a long time to get
I
that
imagine
10
it
miles.
did.
That 10 miles.
That's a good one.
And with all of us, it can get us together and get the tubs in the wagon and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And in 1917, my daddy bought my mother a horse and buggy. We were in wagons and wagon seats and all that stuff till then. And oh, we thought we were millionaires when Daddy bought that for us. Mom and we get it in the buggy and go places. Sometimes some of the boys would go with it. But anyway, in 1920 or 21, Daddy bought a surrey with a fringe on top and hold all the family, you know. And we thought we were sure enough millionaires.
I bet.
And we were poorest farmers that there ever was. We didn't. But Daddy and Mother was real good to us. If I could just see that buggy and Mom and me riding it, and then 2, 3, 4 years later, they got the Surrey. And then the next year, the Fords come out. Wasn't it around 22, something like that? The Fords come out, and waited a long time before we got a Ford. Before we got a car.
Your dad drive it all over? Is that?
You mean the car?
The car,
oh,
yeah.
He went to Mississippi, and he and Mother and the 2 younger kids, Glenn and Lois. I had to stay home and cook and everything. And how I met Freeman, Mama's daddy had died in Ada, Oklahoma, and I had to stay home and take care of the kids. Okay, I walked from my house on 7th Street here to the Texas store and got groceries and was going home with a big sack of groceries in my arms. And my brother and my husband-to-be come down the street, and they hollered at me. Free said, "Who is that?" Kenneth, my brother, said, "Oh, it's my sweetheart." Well, I went on and I got the groceries and come back and had this big sack. Kenneth said, "Oh, Free, stop." Says, "I'll have to help hurry with the groceries." Free says, "No." Says, "You get out." Free come along, and I was going down 4th Street, 5th Street. And Free's trying to get across the street, says I come walk down there. Finally, he come up and picked me up. And I put that big sack of groceries here, you know, and everything. And we were strangers then. And my mother's buried her father at that same time. So the same day I met Freeman, 16th of March, 1928. That's how I met. And we've been happy ever since then. For this December, we've been married 80 years.
How old had you been married? I mean, how long had you been married when Uncle Freeman died?
You mean the house I'm in now?
Now, how many years had you been married when Uncle Freeman died?
50 years and 5 months. He died in April, and his birthday would have been the 4th of May. He liked 4 or 5 days being 73. But we married 50 years and 5 months when he died.
That was a good, happy marriage.
Oh, yes, wonderful.
It was
Traveled? They have traveled everywhere.
There's not a place in the United States that we haven't been. There's not a place in Canada we haven't been. We've been to Alaska once. We went and didn't get to go up the highway for it till they had a landslide. Well, he only had 30 days, so we was afraid there's going to be 4 days before they got the landslide fixed. And we decided we'd turn and come back, which is Fort Nelson. That's on you don't get on the Alaska Highway until you got to I've forgotten that town. Anyway, and so we came back and we was in the car. Well, when in 70, that was in 67, I think. And in 71, he had retired. There wasn't any passenger trains running anymore, so he had to quit. And he did quit. So 71 we went back. We was gone 46 days, but we went all over Alaska. You know, the pipes that they built for the oil to be shipped from
The pipeline?
Trudeau, well, they had to take graders sometimes and help us cross the road while they was tore it up, because we'd get top, you know, with a card stick, and they'd have to get the grader and pull us across that. But we got pictures of all of that. But there's slides, and you can't buy a bulb to most show slides anymore. I've got beautiful slides of a place to be in.
You can put them on disc.
Huh?
You can put them on disc, though. You could take them. So, you know, I don't know whether Walmart.
Oh, as
does
many as
that,
I got,
or
honey,
you-
I couldn't pay for them.
Oh, there'd be hundreds
Goodness.
of them, huh?
I want to hear you tell about when you moved to Bonham, and Bonham still had a square.
Yes.
What was your favorite store?
Honey,
Do you remember any of the stores
oh
downtown?
heavens, yes, J.C. Penney's was over here. It was the favorite. He got my money.
You got your money.
Yeah, but there were stores shoe store. It was a Lewis shoe store that's down here also on the west side of the square. It had the most beautiful shoes I ever saw in my life. And the first pair of shoes, it was a decent pair of shoes anybody could ever buy. Fred bought them from me in April. I'll never forget. And they were crepe pumps. Oh, they were beautiful. But Penny's, but Lim Titsworth was on the east side where the ice thing is now, you know, and that was our furniture store, and that's where my bedroom suit came from. I've got a bedroom suit that had seen.
Jacqueline would never have believed Lim Titsworth's store.
The what?
Lim Titsworth had a furniture store.
Was that on the south side of the square? Where was
No,
it?
it's where the east side where the eye thing is now.
Down here,
Oh, okay.
down below the post
Okay, I
office,
know.
No, honey, back up here on the east side of the square.
where there was an ice house.
You know where the First National Bonham State Bank is?
Yeah.
It's across the street from that. South of the
I'll
Bonham
be
State.
darned. I remember when Mom's grocery store was.
Well, Mom's grocery store was in the middle of the east side of the square.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't on the corner or nothing. It was in the middle. Your daddy worked there.
Yeah, I know.
Was your husband in the service?
Yes, he
That's
went.
what I thought.
He went in the
that-
Navy and so we moved to Longview in December 41. And then August 15th, 42, after he joined the Navy. And he went to Camp Peary in Richmond, east of Richmond, Virginia, and was there until 43. And he's trained by the Marines, and he was with a squad of men in the Navy that they had 13 ships with loads of material, because they had, like they'd take an island, Marines would take an island, they'd be the first ones in to bring supplies and a place from to eat or to build or anything. And my husband was head of the ropes, like they had to piece ropes or wire or anything. He was a splicer, they called them. But anyway, it was about 375 or something like that, white men, and the rest of them were Negroes. And there was 13 ships load of them. But the funny part is, it's 12th Special was the name of the. Okay, they left the United States at Port Hueneme in California on the 12th month, 12th hour, 12 seconds. Just as it said 12 seconds, they left, and it's called 12th Special. Okay, the first island they got to was Christmas Island on Christmas Day. See, this was 12th of December when they left the United States. And then they went from there to different one in the South Pacific, several different places. And when the war ended, it was on Okinawa, and the Marines came and got the island, took it from the Japs. He was the first, his ship, his company was the first one to come there. And when the war ended, he was on Okinawa. I have a jug, it's stone, and it's for ink. That was where the railroad station was on Okinawa. And also he gave me a little sake cup, you know. He found that just on the ground. Some guy walked over the grounds and he found that. Because he just had a pocket to put those things in. He couldn't pick up some big things, you know. And he brought that, and I have those souvenirs now.
So was he in during the whole
Yeah.
war? pretty
Oh,
much.
yes, the war ended right there. He was on the
It was
island.
a CB.
Yeah, but he was in the Navy, and he was trained by the Marines.
And what do you remember about the day World War II
Oh.
ended?
I remember World War One.
I know, you told me that. I guess I should ask how do you remember
Miss
the
Doll,
day it
Miss
ended?
Doll at Santa Claus gave me. I was 7 years old when I got her, and I remember Mama crying because Daddy's brother's son was in the war, and she heard that November that he gonna get to come home. Well, she stood there was I don't know whether you know about stoves, but there's little 2 ice stoves that were heated by with burn coal in them, you know. And between that and the window, there's a window, long window here, and there's about this much space, I guess, between that stove and it. And Mama standing behind that window and just cried and cried because she's so happy that David's gonna get to come home. And I stood there and held on to her dress just like this, because see, I was.
And you were 7 years old.
Oh, yeah.
How about World War II?
World War II, I went to California. I went to Virginia and stayed 2 or 3 months, and he was sent to California, and he was out there at Port Hueneme until the December 43. And then I went ahead. I worked in an office in the A&P grocery store. Took care of all where the clerks, the money part. What am I trying to say?
Cashier.
Cashier.
Yes,
And we had 11 cashiers, 11 counters. And I took care of all the money, put it out for them all morning, and took it in the evening, and took it to the bank the next day, and all that stuff. That's what I did. And I stayed until he wrote and told me he was coming home. And I got home. I got home in September, and he got home 27th of October.
Wow. Did you cry when the war
Oh,
ended?
honey,
I
no.
remember the day the World War II ended too. I was a little
I
girl.
cried, and I cried.
You were where?
I said, I remember when World War II ended too. I was a little girl in Illinois.
You
And
were?
I was living in Illinois as a
Oh,
little
oh,
girl.
yeah.
And I said, I remember when that war ended. I
see,
remember
I was-
like you. I remember my mom getting so excited and crying because my dad was going to come home. You know. And
That's
you-
World War II.
World War II.
Well,
Yeah.
World War One's when I saw by the window.
I know.
Yeah. And World War II, I was in it.
Yeah.
I remember the troop trains coming through here.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
See, there was 2 passenger trains come through here every day. One going east and one going west. Or one going west and one going east.
Texarkana and to
Fort
Fort
Worth.
Worth. Yeah.
And see, I could get on Longview on the train and go to Texarkana, get on this train, come up here, and stay 2 or 3 days, and didn't cost me anything. Get on this and go to Fort Worth, and go back to Longview whenever I got on, all in one day, and could go there in one day. And I'd go home just about every week. I was so lonesome. I never lived away
bet.
from Mama. That was before the war.
Yeah. I've just got a couple more questions. I don't want you to get too tired.
Oh, well, I
But-
get tired.
Well, we enjoy hearing your stories. As when you came to Bonham as a young girl and or a young woman and you grew up in this area and you were talking about being on the square, do you remember how some people have told me about how when they had an election, a presidential election, how everyone was they all went
Everybody went-
outside on the courthouse
Everybody
lawn?
went to Courthouse Square.
What they do? Because see, I wasn't here.
Talk. There's benches around everywhere and curbs to sit. And see, the stores opened at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. They didn't close till 10 o'clock at night.
Oh,
They
were
some
open
of them
late.
didn't close till 11 o'clock. And if you wanted a place to park your car, you had to come 4 o'clock in the afternoon and find a place and leave it and go back home and leave the car there. And you could sit in the car line and watch people go by. This is every day, every night.
Every Saturday night.
Well, we did it every Saturday night, but see, I worked most of the time. And on the courthouse square, there used to be a horse that's on the northwest corner of the square with a man on it, and his foot was up like this, and this leg here was up where I could sit on and frame it, but stand on the ground beside of me. And when Choice Moore was here, he took that away, and we don't know what happened to it. And there was another one that he did the same thing. He's the one that did the courthouse when it burned and fixed it back like it is now that everybody's talking about. Wish they'd fix it back new like it old one was. You know.
yeah, they are talking about changing it back, aren't they?
But
Where's the James Butler Bonham statue?
The what?
James
It's
Butler
on
Bonham
the,
statue.
it's on the southeast corner of the square.
It used to be over here on this corner. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well,
This corner of the square
Yeah.
here.
I remember when we used to put blankets out on the courthouse lawn and listen to the election
Oh, the girls and boys,
returns.
this is the
Is that-
northeast corner, and the girls and boys in court there. That's where we courted.
And
in the,
back then, politics was a little more serious than it is today.
Oh, yes, and they announced it on, everybody stayed around that courthouse square, sitting on the grass or on a quilt or whatever they could sell, until they announced it. See, we didn't have radios and things then to announce and things like that. And they get a big announcer to announce what's happened, you know, in the different offices here, you know. Well, it was.
well, did they come out? Did somebody come out the door of the courthouse and say, President so-and-so, or we've
They-
elected?
They had a speaker.
The county had a loudspeaker.
Loudspeaker, and everybody could hear them, see, from the courthouse, the loudspeaker.
Okay, so
But there's have to be on the courthouse line, mostly on the west and south side. It wasn't much on the east and north, most on the south, because the speaker was over there.
Oh, okay.
And they were over there, but they had lots of, old men smoked and just dipstick snuff and spit and them cigars, and people didn't have things to do then like they do now.
what about the 4th of July in Bonham? What do you remember? Did they have big picnics or celebrations?
Well, people had picnics, but it wasn't any for the city that I know of. Now, after they got the state park here, well, we used to have them out there a lot more than they do now. But it was a very big place at the state park when they first built the state park.
Can you think of anything else special you'd like
Do
to?
you remember when the city pool was out east of town, south of Old Highway 82 that goes to Honey Grove? It's south of Bordark.
No, because I didn't
It's
move your toes.
just south of Bordark, but it
Okay.
is south of the highway here, and Bordark is in here, you see. And where there used to be a big water tower, we got our water from out there, and we used to go out there, couples did, and we had picnics at that. Freeman climbed the ladder up to where the water tower was. Other boys did not, for just Freeman, but we girls didn't do that. We didn't wear slacks then. We wore dresses, and we couldn't climb things.
Yeah, you quit wearing the overalls, huh, after you got away from the
Oh
farm?
yes, oh yes, oh yes. Well, honey, I couldn't afford anything, and after the time, this older one, just older than me, when he outgrew, I got what he outgrew. We
Handed them down.
Handed them
Right.
down. See, I had 3 older brothers alive, and you don't wear out overalls unless you hang a place and tear them, you know.
Right.
And we wore jumpers. We wore a shirt of some kind underneath that, but we wore jumper. It's too hot with blister, you know, out in the sun. Go chop cotton at 6 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. 50 cents a day, and take your sandwich in a sack and eat it. That's where we worked and where we did. Walked a mile and a half to school. Then there was ice on the ground, there was snowing, there was sleet and whatnot. We had a hard life.
Kids today can't even spell walk.
Well,
Kids today cannot even spell walk.
oh, I know it. And they don't even know what, if you tell them to go a block, they say, how far is that? They don't even know how far that is. And all of them got a telephone. And just one person in Gober had a telephone when I was born. Dad had to get on a horse and run to Gober on that horse to call the city to get a doctor to come out and deliver me. And when the doctor got there, I was already born.
You're already here.
A neighbor, Papa's neighbor, and she went there. I was born when she got there, but she took care of me. When the doctor come, and she charged me $5.
Well, I wanted to ask too, when you were raised on the farm, I've had different people tell me in the area, I never heard it in Illinois, but I'm sure they were doing it there too, where I grew up. Did they butcher in the fall? Did they butcher a hog?
That's
and
on
do
time we ever had meat. We didn't. One person maybe in the country would kill a calf, and he'd take what he was. There wasn't no ice boxes, wasn't no refrigerators.
Okay.
Just chunks of ice put in there. Well, they couldn't afford to buy ice every day, and so he'd peddle it around, and he'd come by and Mom would buy a great big piece from him, And she'd cook it all at one time, and then with that many kids, it didn't last very long, you know, that many people, you know. And then we had a hog. We'd have 3 or 4 or 5 hogs every year, and then Daddy'd sugar them or smoke them or something in the smokehouse, you know, where they'd cured them or take care of them. And some of the things like the sides, and like we have bacon, you know, the sides, and hog joes and all that. Dad'd get salt and put them in a big old bin. They had bins just for that, and put salt on, and then put another bunch of salt, and watch that. And that's what they used to use for bacon for breakfast. They sliced their own bacon, sliced a mini slice of bacon.
What was a typical meal like when you were growing up? What kind of food did your mom fix? You said you didn't always have meat.
Honey, we didn't have anything except what you grew in the garden.
I'm sorry?
We didn't have anything except what you grew in the garden.
Okay. So
And we raised enough beans and dried them and shelled them. You know what a wagon sheet is? Okay, we'd put these beans when they was dried. We'd pick them out of the garden. Certain rows you didn't pick any during the year. That was for the winter's food. And black-eyed peas and red beans and turnips and turnip greens. We'd grow. Then we'd either put them in this wagon sheet and step on them around like this, and then flip them up when the wind is blowing real hard, and it'd blow the leaves away and leave the beans in there, the peas in there. And then turnips and turnip greens, when we pull the turnips up with these greens on them, well, we'd dig a hole out here and bury them, put hay on top of that, and then dirt on top of that. And when Mama go out, she'd start the side and go in to get, and we'd still have turnip greens, turnips. But then later on, the greens part would be wilted, and she still have turnips. We grew, and radishes the same thing. Oh, we didn't say tops of radishes. But a lot, and then the Storm House kept a lot of stuff fresh, you know. But we canned a whole lot of stuff, and it's work in fruit jars.
Did you have chickens and stuff too?
Oh yeah, chickens, turkeys, guineas,
and turkeys.
Turkeys. We didn't have many turkeys, but we had guineas and lots of chickens. Always fried chicken. We had fried chicken for breakfast on Sunday mornings.
Did you?
Yeah, Mama killed chicken and dress it, and Dad'd come home from work. He'd bring a hunk of ice and put a wagon sheet out there, and they'd wrap it in that ice. Well, Mama would wrap that chicken in that ice. Or sometimes if it wasn't too hot, well, she'd put it in a bucket and turn the bucket down in the well. We'd have a well in the backyard, you know. And that'd keep it cool and not ruin anything. You had to cook it pretty soon after you killed the chicken.
I bet.
Yeah. We didn't have any way to preserve anything except to can it or dry it, you know.
Wow.
It was hard work, honey. It was work.
It was a lot
long
of work.
days.
Hard, long days.
And chicken peddler. I got to tell you about chicken peddler. Do you know what a chicken peddler is?
No.
Okay, it's a wagon that's built, and it's got everything that you could go to Woolworth and get. Bolts of materials, but they wouldn't be but 3 or 4. A chicken peddler with 1 or 2 horses, I don't know how big his wagon was. But there was on the outside places for things, on the inside places for things, and in between here things that he had to sell, you know. And they'd give them butter, eggs, chicken, or rooster, or turkey, or hen to pay for these things. And we call them chicken peddlers. He had a place on the back here just to put hens and chickens and roosters and things in so he could take it back home. He lived in the little city of Gober.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he lived there. And we'd go by, he had chocolate sticks. They were like suckers, and we'd go by, and for a nickel we'd get one of those suckers, and we'd go by and get one for school and eat from his house about 2 blocks before he got to school. Before we get there, so we'd eat that sucker up for them. We'd have to manage for that nickel we got.
Did you make ice cream? Did you know, I don't know where I've heard of people.
Well, on some Saturdays, Dad'd bring a hunk of ice home and we'd make ice cream, but we didn't have a whole lot. It had to be a special day.
Yeah.
It had to make a special time to go get ice, you know, that was the problem.
Did you celebrate birthdays when you were a
Yes,
little girl? Did your mom
always,
do a
always,
cake?
always. You know, I mean, my mother would cook. Do you remember her making those little, like in a muffin pan? We cooked 72 a lot of times on Saturday because so many, and we'd have big parties, and each one was for instead of a slice of a pie or something, it'd be pecan pies, apple pies, peach pies. So many years what we had, whatever we had. Well, that's the kind of pies that we'd make. Sometimes we'd have 2 or 3 different kinds that we'd make, and made lots of pies out of raisins.
She's making me hungry. Talking about all these pies.
Well, honey,
Raisins.
you ask her about my mother. You go to her table, and her dining table as big as this for here, and you couldn't have put your finger down without a bowl or something. You could barely find a place to put your plate. Am I telling the story?
That's right.
That's the truth.
Wow. Now, who was your parent? You say,
Her brother, Glenn Turner,
okay, was your father?
was my father.
Okay.
And
He's born in 16. He's the first one after me.
he worked at Cooper Sauce Funeral Home. He retired from Johnson & Johnson. He worked at Cooper Sauce Funeral Home for a long time.
Okay.
Machinist is what I was trying to think of.
I was trying to get the family connection
Yeah.
right here.
Well, you never did tell her your brother's names.
I told her how old Virgil was
Yeah.
and he's born
Yeah.
and everything like that. And there's school teachers and different things. But I
Daddy's the only one that was local. Uncle Kenneth was I guess until Uncle Kenneth was a engineer down here trying in here.
Yeah.
Uncle Kenneth and his family lived here. Aunt Lois Woodruff.
you know Lois Woodruff?
No, I don't think she does.
I came in 81.
Oh,
So
no,
sometimes the people had moved on or.
Aunt Lois and Uncle Lacey, they lived here. Well, so I guess she has family in Abilene and she has family in Irving. One of her brothers lives in Abilene, and one of her brother's children live in Abilene.
Are there any brothers or sisters living?
Joe lives in Irving.
Oh,
and
Joe
Lois
lives-
lives here and I live here.
Great.
And then Rochelle.
Oh, yes, you did mention.
The baby of the family lives in Irving, and then Aunt Lois and then Aunt Nita.
Of course, I'm the oldest. Lois will be 89 in October. And Joe will be 80, we'll be 82, I guess, in February. His birthday's in February.
My parents are deceased, and I was an only child, and I used to go spend summers with Aunt Nita. And
See, I had the kids, I never had any children. So I had Kenny, Rochelle, and John all at one time. One summer.
3 cousins that were
All
only
one
children.
summer, all different ages. One little girl and 2 little boys. None of them was the age they did the same thing. So I said, from now on, each one of you, they stay 3 weeks, and each one will come stay 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Mama wouldn't let her stay about a week. But anyway, John and Rochelle, and we'd go during the summers and swim, well not swim into the, swim, and we just had the best times and go to,
At her house is the first time I ever had a Dr. Pepper over ice cream.
I was telling her how big our house was.
Pretty good.
Oh, it's huge.
Well,
But
We started the house in October, October 83. Oh no, when was it?
it had to be earlier than that.
When was that?
because
We've all moved into it 18th of January.
Because
January the 18th or 19th, 1949 is when we moved
I was
into
fixing to
it.
say, you lived there when I was in high school.
Oh yeah.
well,
Christmas of 1960, friend me had the whole family. There was 19 of them. She and her daughter came at 1:15 in the Saturday afternoon, and then the rest of them came that afternoon, and they stayed Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday, and ate dinner before they went home. And didn't one of them bring a dime of food or nothing. We furnished everybody hams and turkeys. And
I bet you were glad to have them.
but I had a big old refrigerator, those biggest double refrigerators. It was full, and I cooked for a while. But
And Canasta was the game back then.
Canasta.
Canasta and 42,
42
or
was-
just plain old dominoes.
Yeah.
then that was the thing, and I had enough room for everybody to sleep. But I had 3 bedrooms. But for Freeman slept, we had twin beds, okay? We took the mattress off of the twin beds. Beth and Joe slept on the mattress, on the springs. Her daddy and mother slept on the mattresses. And I had a divan that made a bed in there, and she and her daughter slept on it. See, that's 6 of them that slept in that one room.
Yeah.
Okay, and Lois and they slept in one bedroom, mother and dad. In the living room's 30 by 15. Just the living room, not dining room. And the one girl slept on a big divan there. The rest of them brought quilts, and we had pallets and pillows. I told everybody to bring a couple of pillows and a quilt. And that's what they slept on.
Yeah. Did you do the cooking for the
Oh,
whole
I did
batch?
all the cooking. Most
You
of it
did?
was done before they come. And, you know, turkey dressing and ham and things like
Yeah.
that. And potato salad. Well, things like that I had done before. It wasn't fancy things. It just common things. I had.
Sounds good. And I bet you had a wonderful time, didn't you?
Oh,
Made
we
a lot of
did.
good memories.
But there's 19 of us there from Saturday. She come at 10 minutes after 1 on Saturday. And they all left right afternoon on Monday.
I bet
I
it was
never will forget
quiet.
it.
We used to have Turner and Papa, her mother and daddy. If they would come up from Longview, then everybody came over to Turner and Papa's. And then we used to have family reunions over there. And then when Papa and Turner as they had their anniversaries, everybody came. Papa and
Let me
Turner.
tell you about Mother and Daddy.
Sounds-
Mother and Daddy lived until they married in 02.
1802, I guess.
1902.
1902.
And they had their 50th, big to do. Had their 70th, they had their 74th, they had their 75th, and then were like 6 weeks having their 76th wedding anniversary when they died.
Wow.
And they both died. Mama couldn't live at home because she had to live with oxygen in their house, open blazes, you know, in the house. And she's in the rest home for about 2 years, 3 years. And Daddy died with something wrong with his kidney, and he just was sick. He was in the room with Mom in the rest home for 2 weeks, 2 months, I mean, and then he died. But there was nothing seriously wrong with either one of them when they died.
They both lived long lives, didn't they?
And like from 18th of June till the 7th of September, being married 76 years.
That's amazing.
Ain't that
is
something?
amazing.
Of course, they had big parties at a big open house at the church, and they broke the 7th, the main church. And every year that they'd have a party, well, they think that's going to be their last
Yeah.
one. Well, their
At that
75th
age.
one, they had their 75th one.
That's amazing.
Both of them, both of them.
Did
Both
you-
of them is home. They had
Yeah,
75th.
if you have any pictures at home that you would like to have something, you know, you could bring them down to us sometime. If we
Oh, I
can
don't
scan them.
Yeah.
No, we can scan them. We wouldn't keep the pictures, but we could scan them for you to have them in with
I've
your
got our
folder.
wedding pictures and we
And
got
yours.
our pictures of, but they're big pictures.
Yeah, well, we can scan them as
Yeah.
long as they're 8 by 10. We can't do,
Well, that's,
or you
that's-
know, about that we could do. We can't do the
Is it
ones
in a
that are like
frame?
that.
yes, and Frank, the one of me is, I was married 10 years and I gave him one, and then he's there in 42 when he went and served, August 42 when he went and served, and they're
You got
side by
that?
side in the
Yeah.
hall.
Well, you got some little ones.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we could put them in with your
Yeah.
folder with this, we're gonna, let me pause this a moment.
Well, know me, and they know Mom and Daddy, know Lynn, and they know the whole thing since
They
my
know you
birthday
all.
last 2 weeks ago. Oh, Lord, you don't know the telephone calls I've had and everything.
That's wonderful.
It has just been wonderful.
Well, is there anything special you'd like to say in the last few minutes about your years in Fannin County?
Well,
Did you ever
well,
want to live anywhere else?
No. When I moved back here from Longview, when Freeman died, I thought, see, when we moved from Bonham to Longview, it was 7,500 here, 13,600 there. I thought we'd move to a city. Okay, Bonham hadn't grown any. So I went there and lived there, and when I left Longview, it was 70,000.
Yeah.
From 13,000 to 70,000 or something. Come back to Bonham, and I thought this is the tackiest town it was. I hated Bonham the first 3 years till I started dancing and getting acquainted. Well, Freeman had died.
And,
you know.
yeah.
And 9 years before I'd even go anywhere, do anything except go dancing someplace, in
Yeah.
church someplace I did.
Well, you like to dance.
Oh, I love to dance. And you,
Do
country
you
and western.
waltz? Do you country, what, do you do the
Country and
two-step?
west, two-step, country and western, Cotton Eye Joe, put your little foot, heel toe polka, and, you name it.
She does them all. She can't stand very long and she can't walk very far, but I believe that she could dance all night.
Well, honey, don't dance the ones where you by yourself. Any that you by, because a girl fell and broke her arm and both bones stuck out like
Oh,
this.
dear.
And they had to set her in a chair out in the middle of the dance floor till could get equipment. I don't know. I think her husband took her to dentist and had her fixed and everything. And I said, and see, by that time I was in my 90s, and I said, oh, that's no place for an old woman, so I quit doing that, line dance.
Yeah.
I don't do line dances. Any dances you dance, but I'm holding on to a man here, and they all know me, and of course I don't have a partner. I dance with everybody else's partner.
Well, you let me know when you have your, it sounds like if you have a 100th birthday party up there, I'm gonna come watch you dance, and I'll bet you will.
Well, I went on my 97th, but she took me, so I depend on her taking me.
Yeah.
She can dance in the dances I
Oh, I
dance.
bet.
And she dances a whole lot over there too. You've got to be 60 years old to join this dance. And then no drinking, no smoking, no nothing in there. So it's for old folks.
Yeah.
It's for old folks.
Well, I certainly
Insurance.
fall into that category, but
You know where
but I don't-
the football field is in Sherman?
Sure do.
Okay, you know,
Yeah.
the big red building that's across the street from there?
Yeah.
That's where we dance in the back of that, in that big old
Municipal
building.
auditorium.
Oh,
And
okay, I do
it's
know.
called municipal building. That's where you pay your water bills and your water taxes, city taxes and all that stuff in that building in front of
Okay.
it. In the back is where we dance. The room is 60 by 120, and you got lots of room to dance in there. It's a big place.
Huh. Well, they have a pretty good crowd. Do
Oh,
you have a pretty
yeah.
good
Oh,
crowd?
At least 100 every. It's the second Friday night of every month.
I think I've noticed it in the paper.
See, there's different ones. It's on Friday night, the Friday night day.
This
There's
is
one first and the second Friday night, third and fourth Friday night, and the fifth Friday night special. And they have one on the fifth Friday night. But then in daytime, well, they have one Bundy's along in Louisville.
Gainesville.
South of
McKinney.
McKinney. And Bonham of Sherman is second Friday night. And third one is Whitesboro. And the fourth one is
Gainesville.
Gainesville. And the
Gainesville.
fifth one's back at, if they have a fifth one, it's at
Okay.
McKinney. Up
Okay.
to Whitesboro. So
Well.
every night, every day, but in daytime, you can go to hours every Wednesday from 12:30 till 3 o'clock. Every Wednesday, you can go over there.
And
dancing.
you went to lots of those
Oh,
too.
until I couldn't drive, if I couldn't see, I'd sell my car. I
Well,
was the first one there, and I helped open the doors.
Last one
well, listen, I'm sure glad you stopped by this afternoon.
Well, it's been
both
lots
of you.
easier than I thought it would be.
Oh, we just wanted to talk to you and see what you had to say, and you.
Well, I've never done this, so I never thought.
She could probably think of many more
Well, if she
things.
does, she can come. You guys can come back, and we'll do some more. If you think of things you
Tom
didn't say.
Scott still here?
Huh?
Is Tom Scott still here?
He is, but he's at the other end of the building.
Yeah, I know that
You know,
he is.
Tom